All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the No Offense podcast. It's your boy Matt Arrington, aka Mr. No Offense. First and foremost, I want to say thank you guys. I know you could be anywhere in the world right now, but you choose to be here, so I definitely appreciate it. Today we've definitely got a treat for you. Shout out to my man D Shizzle at the Shizzle Show for making this available for us, an opportunity for us here at the No Offense podcast. And thank you as well to Miss Rose Cadeau, who's actually joining us today. You guys may have seen her featured in such movies as recently as Coming to America, the sequel to the original Coming to America. So we're very excited to be able to bring this interview to you guys. And without further ado, we're going to definitely make the most of her time. So I'm going to go ahead and get her in here so that we can go ahead and kick this thing off. Guys, if you're here, please make sure that you share, tag a friend, let them know what's going on so they can come and enjoy as well. Okay, and we are live. How are you today, Miss Rose?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Hey, I'm very very appreciative and grateful for to have this opportunity to sit down with you today. I definitely appreciate it. Um,
Thank you
we've
for the invite.
Oh no, definitely. And again, special thank you to you, Andy Shizzle, for allowing us this opportunity. Because without you guys, man, we just couldn't make this happen. So I apologize. So I definitely thank you and apologize with the mishap that we had prior. Where we weren't able to work this out before. So um, I definitely got some questions for you today. I hope you're ready.
Shoot, I'm ready. I'm always ready.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So first, let's start from the beginning if we can. Would, as far as being an actress, was this like one of your all time favorite things that you wanted to be when you grew up, or how did you find your way into this profession?
Well, I knew since I was six that I wanted to be an actor. I just didn't know where that burning desire was coming from. Like television, I thought it was strange because instead of actually being engaged in what's going on, I would picture myself on the actual show that I'm watching, like, how would I do these lines? And for someone that young to be thinking that way, I knew something had to be like, burning inside of me to be able to do what I saw on television. So my first production, I went to a magnet performing arts elementary school, and I was in The Lion King. And ever since then, when I did theater, I just fell in love being on stage, and just performing. So I knew since the age of six, this is what I wanted to do with my life.
Wow, that's definitely very introspective back then as well. So how did that help you to take the steps going forward to position you to have those opportunities? Like, were there certain classes that you took to try to, get you ready for the profession, or what was the transition that got you?
Well, when I was younger, it was easy for me to like just be in it because, like I said, I went to performing arts school, so it was easy for me to just take those classes. Like when I got older, like in college, I decided to minor in theater so I can hone in my craft more. But now, as an adult outside of college, I'm taking acting classes because even though you're an actor, you're supposed to still, freshen up on your chops. Doctors still take, these little medical programs to freshen up on new techniques to be surgeons or whatever new medicine is out there. Actors should do the same. Don't just assume just because you're in it, you should already, no longer take anything else that's going to help you get better. I want to be a more versatile all around actor. I don't want to do one dimensional. Just be like, okay, I love drama. This is what I'm going to stick with because I love action. I love horror. You know what I mean? I love comedy. So if I'm not really, really strong in certain aspect of those type of genres, I'll take acting classes to perfect my chop. So, and I do a lot of like starting off independent films in the meantime during COVID. I rehearse a lot. I would take old scripts that I had and just freshen up on my chops, find a way to do it differently, just keeping myself busy and audition, practice, practice. Like I don't sleep. I can sleep when I'm dead. So yeah,
Hey, we always
pretty much.
I completely understand. We always say nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. So yeah, you definitely got to get up and put that work in, and admire you for doing
Work.
such. Yes, ma'am. Uh,
Absolutely.
growing up, who were some of the actresses or actors that you might have admired? That you might have. We all have that person that we kind of emulate because we want to be somewhat closer than that. We want to be more of that kind of person, or who were some of those people that maybe when you saw them come on, you just kind of paid special more attention to how they did certain things and things like that.
When I was younger, and this God rest her soul, I used to love watching Cicely Tyson. Love her and Sounder. It was just like a dark skinned woman on television. Like it's possible, you know what I mean? And then I fell in love with Diane Carroll. I love her technique, in Dynasty. Like it was crazy because when I was younger, no one expect someone to be watching a show like that, but I was just admiring her techniques. And older as I gotten, I've loved Viola Davis since like beginning. When I first saw her, I actually first saw her on Antoine Fisher, and she had like a little small little cameo role, but I was just like, something's big is with this lady, just her silent alone. She didn't even have dialogue, that much dialogue, but just her response to the emotion of when he was talking to her just allowed me to know that you don't always have to say something in order to act, just by your emotions alone. And of course, I love Taraji P. Like she's amazing. When I saw her in Acrimony, like I've seen her in other stuff before, but Acrimony, that's like my favorite. She's a dynamic actress. So those are usually like the actors that I watch to get some of my, ideas from of how to act, how to be in the moment, method acting and stuff like that. Yeah.
Facts, facts. Okay. We've seen. You've had different roles and different features, such as, looks like looking in the mirror, where you played Officer Brooks, in
Yes.
2019. How does that?
Yes.
How does a role like that, with such difference from Jane Doe, when you were Nurse Gertrude, how how
Mhm.
how do you find the contrast? From going from one role to the next, and not, what I'm saying, because the roles are so just different. How do
Yeah.
you make that switch to completely a different person?
For the role when I played the detective looking in a mirror, because of my poli sci background and law background, it was easy for me to be able to dig into that character because I just let my seriousness over. And I used to like watching, like, well, not still like watching because I still do. I love watching Law and Order. So I would take bits and pieces of how they would act, and then I would incorporate that into my act of the detective role. And as far as the nurse, my mom's a nurse. So it wasn't hard for me to see how that came about. I mean, the type of nurse that she is clearly not the type of nurse I was playing because I was a head nurse at a psychiatric ward, and she's not one. You know what I mean? But little shows like Grey's Anatomy, I would pay attention to that type of those type of roles and just put it into my craft. I wouldn't emulate them. I would just pick up on what they would, and then I would try to do it my way. You know?
Gotcha, gotcha. Yes, ma'am. All right. So, in doing that as well, how do you find the balance between still remaining yourself and adding your personality to the role itself, but still, doing the research to who the role is supposed to make sure that it portrays? Like, how do you find that fine line?
Um, First, I go into, to all those who are not, I'm not religious, I'm more spiritual. I go into prayer first so I can get a better understanding of who I am. So if I do engage or go deep inside the role, I know how to pull myself out. Because sometimes you'll be stuck in that role so strongly, it will kind of mess up your mental state of mind. It depends on what type of role it is. People may think that a nurse, you may start thinking that you're really a nurse outside of that role. You know what I mean? I tend to go into prayer a lot before my role, and then I just, break down the character. Who is this character? Why is she the way she is? What causes her to react? Those words on the script is just not words. What exactly is she saying or he's saying, if it's a male, for you to be able to dig deep. Don't act just to act, become. I always said, I'm not the actor is me. So I have to break down is how would I react to this particular role? What am I doing? What am I saying? What am I trying to get across while I'm saying this? And that's how I tend to like separate myself sometimes from the actual character per se, and just know how to take myself back out. Like I find stuff that I can relate to or I've experienced to put into that character, and then take myself outside of it when it's all done. You know.
I got you. I got you. Okay. I also see a lot of times when actors or actresses are developing or you because it takes time to actually shoot the movies. Obviously,
Yeah.
how long would you say that you actually stay in character? Are you just a character in the set, or do you become the character during the duration that you're working on the movie, or how does what plays into that?
Um. Look. There was a time where I played another nurse. It was called The Season. It was on someone's life. And I had to have dialect, from like North Carolina or, I was born in the Bahamas, but I was raised in South Florida. So they say Florida is the South, but I don't really think it's the South, because we don't have Southern accent where people from like New York would think that, because the way we speak. I don't even think that's the South. Well, it's the South because it's Florida, but it's not the Southern South. So I had a dialect coach. And because I had a dialect coach to teach me, because you're going to want to be the best actor possible for that particular role. If they were in dialect, I'm not going to have this normal accent that I'm talking to you now. I'm going to have that Southern twang, they call it. So I remember when they said cut, for that moment to catch another scene, I was still talking in the Southern accent. So, and then the director caught that because I was just like, trying to pass by, and I kept the accent. He was like, "Oh, look, she's still in the character," because I wanted to just keep that until we finally wrapped, because I didn't want to lose that and have to tell myself, "Oh, let's get back into it," and stuff like that. If I'm going to be that character, I'm going to be that character throughout the entire project. And then when it's a wrap, I'll get out of it. Yeah. So I try to stay true to who I'm playing at that moment the entire day.
I understand. I understand. Now, because of that theory, or because of the theology that you put into place to make that possible, do you are
Hmm.
you do you take on more than one role at a time? Like, do you work on more than one project, or do you try to stay in one project until that project is done, or how do you manage it all?
No, I actually, because it's not, you never know when you're going to get booked. So as an actor, you're going to constantly keep auditioning, and then you may get for a project, and then probably 2 months later get booked for another, and then they may overlap. But you try to keep a balance. It's like I try to do my best with not, allowing them to kind of cross over, because I want to be able to dedicate my time to each and every project that I'm placed on, rather than like, okay, I got to rush because I got another project. You get booked several times on multiple projects at the same time. Time as far as filming, they don't overlap, but they are within that, same week. It's not same day. I try to make sure that doesn't, happen. So if I'm offered a role and I'm offered another role, like I said, I never sleep. So I could be studying two different scripts at the same time, but giving them both my all. So when it's time, I'm not going to allow that director to be like, why did we cast her? She's not, fully there with it. So I try not to do that, because sometimes it's hard. You can have a script that has like 100 pages, and I have another script that I have to film in LA, and that script is thick, 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 thick. So yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, so those obviously these tips work for you, and they've gotten you to the point in your career where you've been able to be in the same room, such as, man, some of the mates, some what I would call the mega stars. We're talking about,
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy, Wesley Snipes, in the last Coming to
Yeah.
America.
Oh. Mhm.
And how you got to share with us what was the feeling when you see them walk in the room for what? Well, I imagine they let you know that you're going to be on set and with these people. How do you feel when you first see them walk on the set? I mean, these are people that, I mean, for people like me, we saw them growing up, or like Coming to America. The first one was, what was it, 30 years ago, or what was it was about 20.
Like almost almost 35 years ago, because it came out in 85,
Yes,
if I'm
man.
not mistaken. I could be wrong. So over 30 something years ago, 33, 34 years ago. But when I first saw Eddie, it was just like you think you see him, but you don't. It's like you're in a daze for a second. Like, is that really him? And it doesn't hit you until you're actually really close up. You're like, oh my God, I'm standing in the same room as Eddie Murphy, someone who I watched growing up on television, thinking, maybe one day. And then to actually have that moment, it didn't really hit me until the second day being on set with him. Like, because he was in his zone with his character. So you just watching and just in awe of his performance. And when he's not performing, he's just this nice, lovable man that you would think, why is he the way he is? He's a well-known man. He's so personable and so down to earth. You would have never. A lot of people would not expect that if you don't know him personally. But when he's not doing that character, he's so nice, like relatable to everyone. But it didn't really hit me that I was in the room with him until the second, because I was stunned. I was just like, what the hell? Yeah.
Man, your performance in the movie was awesome, by the way, as well. I've got to say, for some of us, especially those we haven't been trained, that pressure would be immense. I mean, you're in the room with, like you said, people that you grew up maybe seeing on TV. They've done tons of work, and you hope to, I imagine, hope to follow, not necessarily in their footsteps, but have the same amount of fame at some point, or
Hmm.
have a similar career. Um, how do you manage the pressure, or how do you stay focused, or do you just kind of put it off to the side? You know what I'm saying? While you're, what's the thought process? You know what I'm saying? While you're on set, even after the first day or two.
I had to like really put it off to the side. I had to be professional. I had to tell myself, remember, this is your job. Like, you wouldn't act like this if you were like on your regular 9 to 5 or whatever like that. I understand they're celebrities, but you got to understand they're humans just like you. They're doing their job just like you. Though they have clout and they've been in this industry, you still have to remain professional, because you're not. There's other people watching, like the director, the director, the wardrobe. It's many people that's on set, so you don't want to freak out like you're a groupie or you're a fan. Yes, you're in awe of this person, but this person is still human, just like you. So just tuck that all away, away, and then just be professional. And then when you have your little lunch break or whatever, go to the bathroom. God, I met Eddie Murphy or Arsenio Hall. But in that moment, try to be as professional as possible, because you don't want to be remembered as the crazy girl on set that can't keep her composure because she met a celebrity. So I had to. There was moments where I just was like, I would look away sometimes and smile at the other actor. You know where we're at, right? So, and then turn around and pretend like, let me just keep it, regal. Don't let Eddie see you crack.
Yes, yes, ma'am. You had the
Mhm.
role in Coming to America as a Moon, and like I said, the way that you guys portrayed the movie, it was awesome. It was definitely a tribute to Black excellence. I love it. I love the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it was nice is not even an it's an understatement, guys. If you haven't seen Coming to
Mhm.
America, you need to go ahead and watch it. It is available on Prime, Amazon Prime, I believe, and I
Yes.
promise you won't regret it. You'll get to see Miss Rose as well as her castmates having fun. You know what I'm saying? At least it looks like you guys. I know you're working, but you guys make it look like you are having so much fun.
We were having laughs.
Yes, man.
Like, there's some behind the scene moments. I wish that they would put it at the end of the movie so you guys can see. We would just have that was a real laugh. That was not no action laugh. That was like, let me catch them at this moment because this is authentic. This is real laughter. This is not something that's scripted that we just told them. Like that laugh came from a real place. Because those two, Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall, they are jokesters on and off camera. So yeah, and add Tracy Morgan to it. Oh God, that was chaotic.
That twist really, yeah, that was an awesome mix and an awesome cast. Um,
Mhm.
with things such as because I've heard they, certain actors have been known to improvise and things like that on set. If it fits, they go with it. Do you, because you have to know your script, and I imagine where your script fit, where your lines fit with everyone else. As someone who's on set, do you catch when you're like that's improvised, or that's not in the script, or like do you? I mean, I know that's not necessarily your role because you're the actress,
Mhm.
but does it maybe hit something in your mind like okay that was fresh, that wasn't, I didn't see that in the paper, or I didn't see that in the manual, or how do you manage to keep and remember your lines and things like that?
Yeah, like I try to make sure that I know my lines. If the director says, you know what, in this scene, I just want you to improv. And that's why taking classes is a big thing, especially improv, because they want to know how you're going to be able to rap something that's not scripted, where you're going to go with it. Like, take for instance, the Training Day movie with Denzel Washington. That whole scene, Ain't Got None on Me, that was improv. That was not scripted. And I didn't know that till way after. So he improv that entire, and then because it was that good, they kept it. So there's some moments where, as actors, you will have to be able to switch up or be able to pull something out of you that's not actually in the script. So there's been times where, like, even though I know my lines, if I add thing to it and then the director likes it, they'll be like, "Oh, go with that instead," and it's not even in the script. So yeah, you have to be flexible and know how to improv because there's a lot of improv that people would not think that happens on television shows and movies, but it goes on. It's not in the script.
Uh,
Yeah.
and I guess part of having that occupation is to make it look natural. Again, when you're really well at your job, we never know it should have went any different. You know what I'm saying? The movie looks like it. The movie
Yeah.
fit and it just fits along. It's just crazy the magic that goes behind actually making everything work. And we applaud you guys for all the hard work. I've got a couple more questions, Ms. Rose, and I appreciate your patience today. I really do. Um, with going forward, are there some, what I'm saying, not to limit or say you don't want to work with anybody you don't name, but are there some names that you would love to, if the opportunity persists going forward, that you might like to, do a movie with, or anyone that you might have in mind that you would love to work with?
How much time do you have? Because there's a list. There's a list.
Hey,
We could be here till midnight, probably till the next, till 2 days from now. But oh yes, like I have my manifestation book, who I'm manifesting out there, putting out work with. Denzel Washington, that's a must. Viola Davis, that's a must. And it would have been Cicely Tyson's also because so that's but I'm gonna work with her when I get to heaven,
amen.
so that's not gonna be a problem. But I definitely want to work with Meryl Streep, like, and Julia Roberts and Taraji P. I want to definitely do a movie with Spike. I really want to be in a Spike Lee movie. Like, I'm just praying for that man to call me one day and be like, Rose, we need you. So I'm ready to work with him. And there's like a lot more people. I wish I would have known that you was going to ask this question. I would have got my list of people and just like reading them off. But those are my handful. And I love August Wilson, God rest his soul. I wish he was still alive because I would have loved play. I love Broadway because theater is my love. That's where I first started the love for acting. So I would have loved to be in one of his plays. So hopefully Denzel make another one of his plays and I'm on it or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be awesome. And if it happens, we have to support and definitely come see you. As far as, because you asked about, you did mention Broadway. I'm just curious. Do you? I mean, you are a theater. Do you sing? Do you carry a tune, or are you more strictly of the more physical act? I'm just curious.
I do sometimes do musical theater if it needs be, but I'm more like of a dramatic stage
Hmm.
actor, stage. Yeah, I don't want to call myself just an actress because you put limitation, like actress is usually defining just a woman, where I would love to do as well, not playing a male with a female, but like just a male role, like you know what I mean. So that's why I prefer to call myself an actor rather than actor. From time to time, of course, I'll say actress just by nature, but musical theater, yeah, it's something big on Broadway that I would love to do. But I'm more like a theatrical actress. Like I just go for the gut. You know, I don't want to sing it out sometimes, but if that opportunity was presented to me, heck yeah, I would definitely do musical theater. I can hold a note.
Well,
So,
yes,
yeah.
ma'am. Well,
Mhm.
it's so far with the roles that you've, because like I said, you've had many different works. Are there any that you felt like maybe closer to than most, or some that were just maybe came easier to you than most? I know you spoke before about your mom being a nurse, and so that that role, you had some kind of like insight as far as into that role. But was there ever a role that maybe felt just natural? Like as soon as you're reading the script, you're like, oh, I got this. That's me. You know what I'm saying? Has it ever occurred like that for you?
Yeah. Whew, when you're playing, and it's crazy. I actually did the remake of The Color Purple, and it's coming from a woman perspective because it's actually written by a woman, but it wasn't directed by a woman. So the the writer who rewrote it
Mm-hmm.
and did it called it The Color Purple, or the um,
Purple.
purple re-image from a woman perspective, and I played silly. When I saw that role, I was just like, oh, come on, I'm gonna kill this role. Like I knew it was gonna come easy to me because what this was about, and I can see myself sometimes going there with it. So when I was cast as Silly in The Color Purple, I just went for it. I embodied who Silly was. So roles like that came easy to me, or like and I don't want to be like the stereotypical angry black woman that they try to put on us, like we can't be soft or something like that, or passive. Like an attorney, that role came easy for me when I had to play an attorney, a district attorney in a film. So things like that usually come easy for me because of my theatrical dramatic background and stuff like that. So
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, it is time for my last three questions, Miss Rose.
oh,
Congratulations, you made
okay.
it. You made it, and nobody nobody passed out or anything. So we're good. We're good. We're still on good terms.
Thank
Yes,
God.
ma'am.
Got me with the sweating bullets. I'm like, wait a minute now, what you about to ask me? Like, choke about to choke me to
No, no, I can't do it like that because I get off here and Shizzle be calling me like, man, you know what I'm saying? So, no, no. Much love to you, Shizzle, man, as well. So, my next question is, and we've asked every person that we've interviewed this question. It's to call the no offense banger. It is designed to make you think. So, if it stumbles you for a second, it's nothing wrong. Everybody before you has had the same dilemma unless they happen to watch the show faithfully and they know what's coming. So, if let's say your phone was to ring right now, and
uh-huh.
you didn't recognize the number, but when you picked it up, this was the call that when they speak of the legend of Rose Cadeau, they're gonna say, "Man, Rose had it going on, but when she got that call, her life." You know what I'm saying? Who we just want to know who's on the phone and how that conversation goes.
Denzel Washington. I'm telling you, when he called me, he was like, hey, Rose, this is Denzel. Back up. This is Mr. Washington. I'm like, Mr. Washington. And then, I'm familiar with his voice. So I'm going to play it cool. I'm like, yes, how can I help you? And then, if he said, well, we love your audition and we would love to offer you the lead role in Broadway play that I'm working on by August Wilson, because I know it's coming, manifesting that, putting it out there. And I would love for you to come in and, perform that role. And then I'm like, okay. And then the phone would probably just dropped out of my hand and I would keep in the background, hello, hello. Is she still there? And then I'll pick up and probably scream, and then, yes, I'll take the role. Denzel on the other line. Don't laugh. It's
Hey,
true.
I'm not laughing. I man, I could see that whole thing going down. That's why I wasn't laughing. Because I wasn't laughing at you. I was definitely excited with you for that phone call. Yes, ma'am. The reason why we asked
Mhm.
the reason why we asked that question is as we become a bigger platform. We're putting these videos on everything. We have a YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Roku channel. We've got a radio that we just launched that we'll be broadcasting these on as well. We hope that these interviews fall on ears that can make that call happen. when it does, and we say when because we definitely like you, man, believe in the manifestation. We know as hard work definitely pays off, and you deserve it. So when it happens, all we ask is after you do you know that dance that you do when nobody's watching, that one dance, you know what I'm saying? It's just so silly,
Yeah.
goofy. And after you celebrate, get your business in order. Just if you could, just give us a call. Maybe we're on the plane and say, hey, you won't believe who called me, and that way we can celebrate with you and have a great and know that you're on the way to achieving those dreams and those heights that you set for yourself. Okay. Um, my last couple of questions are, um, for those who are hearing about Miss Rose Cadeau for the first time, and definitely are intrigued by your interview, your demeanor, and your acting skills. For those again, I'm telling you guys, you got to get out there and see that Coming to America. It's funny, it's awesome, and you're gonna love it, y'all. I'm like, thank you. She did that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
for those people that were just hearing about you for the first time, how can they follow you and know, you know what I'm saying, when you might have something coming up where they can support and they can watch and they can be on the lookout? Is there maybe a social media platform that they have that they can watch, or should we just be watching billboards, or how can they stay in the loop?
Well, my Facebook page is just my name, which is Rose. My last name Cadeau, which is Cadeau. My Facebook, there you probably see two, but one was hacked. If you put Rose dot underscore perfect underscore imperfect, you'll find me because there's one just Rose underscore. That one was hacked, so don't go on that page. So lesson because things that happen to you is for a reason. So it's Rose dot underscore perfectly underscore imperfect because we always, but we have some imperfection, and I'm okay with that. So
Amen.
that's my page. Yeah.
Amen, guys. You make sure that you follow. Make sure that you subscribe, and definitely keep in the loop. My very very last question for you, Miss Rose Cadeau, is if you can impart any wisdom on your journey to success at this point and where you are in your life, is there anything that you would like to share with anybody who may be watching, who hopes to aspire to become someone such as your caliber, either actor or whatever profession they may prefer? Is there any kind of wisdom that you can impart with them before we go ahead and leave today?
Absolutely. My main stance on stuff, never give up. No matter how hard it may seem, no matter how draining you may feel, or how people may not feel believe in you, as long as you believe yourself and you know that whatever in this world that you want to do, you're capable of doing. Every day that you wake up and you have breath in your body, know that God is not done with you. Whatever you will put on this earth to accomplish it. Don't let anyone stop you. Don't let any naysayer convince you otherwise that you can't. Don't let the color of your skin, don't let your gender, don't let your sexuality stop you. Just keep pushing forward. You're going to have some times where you fall short and want to give up, but those are the times for you to feed off on the most. Just keep telling yourself, if you have to put up affirmations everywhere you look in your house to remind you of doing it, just keep doing it. Don't give up because I uprooted my life from Florida and just, listen to when God said move, I moved. So I relocated to follow my passion, my dream. And every door that has been opened for me is by the grace of God because I never gave up. He's seeing that you're putting in the work, he's going to put in the work for you 10 times more to get you the way you need to get. Just don't ever give up, no matter how hard it is, because it is hard out there. But you can still got breath in your body. You still could do whatever it is that you want to do in this world.
Wow, man, such great words of wisdom, and we definitely thank you for that, Miss Rose. I definitely believe that somebody, someone who's watching, really needed to hear that, and I just thank you for allowing yourself to be the vessel that they were able to hear that from you. So, Miss Rose, it has been my pleasure, and I definitely appreciate your time and consideration today. This has been one of the best interviews that I've personally done. I've
Oh,
really enjoyed it
thank
myself.
you.
Yes, ma'am. And it looks like from our comments, they that the audience really enjoyed themselves as well. So we
God.
we definitely wish you much success, many blessings, and we can't wait to see the awesome work that you continue to do, and we look forward to seeing you on that big screen anytime we can get a chance. We hope that Broadway dream comes true for you soon, because I got a feeling you're gonna be getting that call sooner than you think, girl. For real, for real.
Come on now. Come on now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Won't he do it? Yes, he will. So, mm-hmm. And I'm gonna be back on your show. Just remember that. I'm gonna remember we talked about Broadway phone call. It happened. So
Oh
yeah.
man, nothing would make me happier. I definitely appreciate that, Miss Rose. We definitely, like I said, wish you those blessings, and till the next time we meet, definitely stay safe, definitely keep working, and we'll see you.
Okay. Everybody be blessed out there. Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right, guys, this does conclude our interview today with Miss Rose Cadeau. Obviously, she's very talented, very humble. She's very talented actress. I can't say that enough, guys. You need to go out there and support. Go see Coming to America too. You understand what the hype is about, and make sure that you're on the lookout for it, man. We definitely this is a positive role model. You know what I'm saying? While we have these, we definitely need to cherish and you know what I'm saying, take those words that she gave to us, imparted to us to heart. Definitely follow your dreams. It's your life to live, and make sure that you are doing everything you can to make sure they experience the experience that you want to experience here in life. So definitely shout out to everybody who attended. Mom, that promo, the hardest working man in promotions. I see my sponsor down there, Passport Republic. Uh, 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 Daryl Austin in the building. I see Jonathan Brown in the building. I appreciate you, man. And everybody else who saw this and shared this, man. Guys, you are making our dreams come true while we're trying to make your dreams come true. So teamwork makes the dream work. And again, don't wait on the world to change, but you can be the change that the world is waiting on. I've been Matt Arrington, Mr. No Offense. You guys have a great and excellent night.